And you can only write a good paper with thorough preparation. Unfortunately, that is the only one. And also for us as teachers, I think it's an acknowledgement if your products actually reach the end goal. Unfortunately, you will be going into the Arabic exams knowing that we haven't had a failure yet. That could be quite a score. I'm in the same situation on a full-time basis where my kids did exceptionally well last year. And the grade 12, we have 70 odd of them. And that's the same sword that's hanging over there. So we hope that you have prepared yourselves. Hard work is hard work. But as a final warning, I can just add, to have a break from maths and go into Arabic is quite refreshing actually. Because it's a language and it's something rote learning and it actually trains your memory as well. To the grade 12 specifically in front of us, we have Wasima who graduated last year from the MADRASAH. She's actually back as a tutor. It's not only to encourage them to do. Your Saturdays might not be on your own Saturdays next year. Majidi and Aslam is actually here for the past 2 years. They were our first grade 12s actually wrote Arabic. So the 3 of them is back and they offer up their Saturdays as far as the college and varsity workers. So we hope you follow the little example that they have. Okay. Teachers, just on a wider note, we have another tutor here. Shanice, a couple of mistakes. Shanice, by the way, was also one of our ex-pupils, if I can put it to you that way. And she was one of our former pupils as well, who started at Claremont Madrasa. Muna, she can remember very pertinently, Fatwa and Leila, she also remember. So just thank you also for being here, because this is part of your party celebration. So never mind the hidden agenda, but we're privileged to have you here as well. And to Rida and his wife, who's actually brought us a nice chocolate cake. We sure the teacher
actually not a chocolate.
Okay.
It's without butter.
It's without butter. I don't know.
And we also say something on behalf of
No, yes.
on behalf of us all, just want to say shukran for bringing us thus far in the year, and we hope that everything goes well for next year, inshallah. And shukran.
We're going down the line.
We just started the
You can rather say no, but I don't want to let them go out and say they didn't have the opportunity to speak. So we
I haven't been here for a very long time, but everyone here makes you feel so comfortable, and I just wanted to say thank you for that. And I really appreciate it.
Who's the longest of the 4? There's Rivka, yeah, bro? You have to say something. How long are you here, Rivka? With the madrasa?
Don't ask me to take it.
Since standard 4. That's 6 years, 95.
Sadin.
Hij is so loud in the class.
Yeah,
I had the reason to leave because my father always he doesn't sports comes first. He doesn't allow himself. There's an opportunity now.
Can you do his sports career after this?
I would like to say shukran for all the staff for all the years that we've been here. I really learned a lot from you all, and I have to say that at the end of the year you won't be disappointed because you have a good class here and have a good teacher.
Hy beroep na die teacher. Hy beroep na die teacher. So teacher, it's now your opportunity to...
I just want to thank all of them for cooperating with me. It's been wonderful teaching them. We had a bit of fighting in between. But I'm positive that all of them can make it, because the previous year we didn't have enough time with the particulars, and they've done well. This year we sit with them and went through the whole syllabus, so I'm sure that all of them, they are going to pass, and we're definitely going to see some days.
Is there any teacher who would like to say anything? Ridwan?
There was music teachers, your favorite teachers.
Imam Shahid, just a very short dua, and I think it's a bit and time is going to set us somewhere around the line. Just for the rest, just before, because I'm not going to speak after the Imam has made a short dua. We will now have, after interval, when the grade 12 are finished here, you can take your kids to your classes. We will then...
Okay. Right. Okay, give them another round of applause as I call it.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. I know that. Let's try it again. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, verkeerd.
That's much better. Third time is the lucky time, and thereafter we will start. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, now you all notice that by the third time you actually got it correct. That's just a little lesson in life as well. The harder you practice, the easier it becomes afterwards. And I think I'll just start off with that theme quickly, because in front of us, the whole procession that we just had were pupils similar to what you were and are at the moment, sitting there and cheering the grade 12s coming through. And it was only through hard practice, doing things over and over, that enabled them, the 8 of them, to now come to the madrasa, and instead of them sitting with you, they now have the privilege, like the teachers at the back, to sit in front and look at you. Because alhamdulillah, we have to add that these pupils And now we've become a bit hesitant because very soon they won't be pupils any longer. They now become students. Students who've been at our madrasa for quite a number of years and with a lot of perseverance, a lot of practice, have made it to the pinnacle of their schooling life. And we, as the madrasa teachers, would love to see all of you every year do the same thing, and instead of you sitting there on the floor, you will actually gravitate to the chairs in front. I think Ms. Solomon is aching to sit on a chair as well, to my left hand side. Very soon she can very comfortably sit in front like the rest of our grade 12. And now she's getting shy, she prefers sitting down. Okay, but that's just a little lesson in life for you, because you're sitting there wondering actually what is happening. And the sooner you realize this, the sooner you realize that I have the potential to be there. From our side, we wish the grade 12s well. They're sitting in front, sitting actually very nervous, because in front of them, not immediately in front of them, but in front of them lies their matric examination. A final examination that will enable them to either go into the job market or to go into university or college life. And that's quite a daunting task. So we have come here today, and I include myself with the us. They're the privileged group today. And we wish them well in their future endeavors. We hope, inshallah, that they will very confidently write the examination, do well, and just to put a little bit of pressure on them, all of us will be watching the newspapers, and all of us will be wanting to see their names in the newspapers at the end of the year. And that will be before Christmas. And that's before January. Okay. So we've now come, or they've rather come to the end of their schooling careers. I'm sure most of you sitting here would have wanted to be in their shoes. Would be a couple of more years, then you would be in the same situation. We don't have any lengthy program today. All we're going to do rather is present them with a certificate of attendance, and hopefully one of them will have to say something to the rest of the school as well. Okay? Claremont Main Road Mosque, should I stand on?
Over there.
Claremont Main Road Mosque, Saturday morning madrasa, certificate of attendance awarded to Rifka Abrams.
Come on, man.
The same goes for Hanif Augustus. Kiyam Hamid. Abdullah Harun. Aisha Kamish. Tasneem Parker. Ibrahim Sadin. Fazilat Shabudi. Okay. I've actually asked the teachers if any of them wants to say anything. They feel a bit daunted by the task, even though at the end we'll ask Sheikh Ridha just to make a short dua. So I'm just preparing him. to make a short dua. Kamaili is not feeling too well after his long trip, and that's why he was away last week. So we'll ask Sheikh Rida just to make, actually to come forward in the meantime. And what might not be very evident, the reason for asking Sheikh Rida, and I won't disclose any reason, but I think there is a particular reason why we've actually asked him to do what he's going to do. But before we hand over to Sheikh Rida, I'm going to ask if any of the students don't want to say anything. They actually nominated someone, so the floor is open.
Hanif, come. Come on. You spoke well in the staff room. Come. Come on, get him. Yeah. Come on. Come on. You must practice quickly.
As in life, pupils need some prompting. I've prompted him or physically removed him from his chair. Abdullah, the floor is yours.
I only came here in June, so I don't know all of you. And so far, I think that this is a nice MADRASAH, and everybody seems to be very united, and the teachers working together with the pupils in harmony. Boys in the back, stop being so naughty. You know what to do at the back, eh? And hope you enjoy the rest of your year, and next year, inshallah.
I'm just finally going to ask, is there any Muhsin, do you like a Muhsin? I'm always settled in the Madrasa students, pupils I should say, these are our students now.
Muhsin, come. Sheikh Muhsin.
I just want to say that I had this class for the whole year, and I'm very proud of them, and we prepared all of them for the exam, inshallah. And as Sheikh Shafiq said that previously we didn't have any failures in this class, so we hope none of them are going to break that record. So we hope everything of the best for them, inshallah. And for next year, inshallah, as you can see that most of them that are here, they are new to the madrasa, and they haven't had any previous Arabic knowledge, and we actually prepared them for the exams, and I'm sure that they are ready for the exam. So that should be an encouragement for you as well. If you think that you don't have enough Arabic knowledge, don't be disappointed. We will be able to prepare you for a final exam. So inshallah, I hope most of you will be able to or would want to take up Arabic in MATRICS, inshallah.
Thank you. Peggy, is it clean to it? So we are on time for 5 minutes.
I was under the impression that Muhsin is going to be quite long. Fajwa, you indicated, I'm not putting you on the spot, is it Shahida that also wanted to say something? Shahida, are you?
Come on, bring it. Come on. Say the guys in the streets and come.
Okay, not to take up We will ask Sheikh Ridwan now just to make a short dua. Not only for the matric pupils who will be starting the examination on the 15th of October, which is in 2 weeks' time, but the rest of you will probably be starting with your exam by the 8th of November. Your exams will be going slightly into your pupils talking. Your exam will be going into the month of Ramadan, and please do not look upon that as an excuse. In fact, Ramadan, the period of Ramadan actually trains you to manage your time effectively. So it should actually be an encouragement rather than a deterrent. After that, we will ask the smaller ones. We will just ask the teachers to come forward, get the smaller ones downstairs, and the seniors will remain behind for the Dhuhr Salah. We will commence the Dhuhr Salah at 1:45. Okay, we still have time for that. But just finally from my side, and this is the last and final message to our grade 12, and it's important for them to realize that for far too long we've placed restrictions upon ourselves. And the sooner we realize that those restrictions can be lifted by us. Now, just finally like to relate a small story. A scientist caught a little animal, a jumping, let's call it a grasshopper, and he put this into a glass container. And on top of this glass container, he put another piece of glass. And this locust or grasshopper was contained in this thing. And it lived quite happily in this thing until it realized that there was life beyond this glass cage. He couldn't just look from the inside looking out. He then wanted to jump out of this glass container. But because there was a lid on there, he couldn't see the lid because the lid was also made of glass. So he continuously jumped against this glass. But this was a very clever scientist. And 3 weeks later, he actually removed the lid from the glass container. And because this is an animal, grasshopper has a very small brain. It also wanted to get out of this container. But instead of hopping right out, it actually hopped to where the glass was supposed to be. And it hopped just under this glass, because previously, when he jumped against the glass, what happened? He knocked his head against it. Isn't that so? So all the time he was knocking his head. But when the scientists removed the glass, the locust or the grasshopper still thought that if he goes any higher, that he will injure himself. So the glass cover was removed, but the locust still jumped and contained himself within this container. Now the lesson in that for us is, you certainly have to practice like we started this assembly off. You certainly have to persevere. You certainly have to start knocking your head and get hurt in the process. But unlike the locust or unlike the grasshopper, do not stop there. Go further, because you do not know what your own restrictions are. And once you take the leap, because you've passed, the glass top has now been removed for you. And as your parents would say, the world is at your feet. And as you are sitting in front of us, we wish you all the best. We wish for you to jump out of this contained environment, into the world, and break new ground. Shukran.
Al-Fatiha. I want you to recite with me, okay? Most of you know all the du'as. This is not a practice run, so I'm not going to try to do it 3 times, okay? Al-Fatiha. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وأدخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وأصحابه وسلم. دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحيتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.